Hi, my name's Amanda. I'm a coach and a channel, and welcome back to my series called Guided and Grounded. This is a weekly series where I invite forward the spirit guides, first to share a message with you, and then to guide you through an energy healing practice of noticing where the message lives inside of your body, inside of your energy field, where it's taking place in your life, and how you're holding it within your container in some way so that you can observe it, feel it there, and then shift it and release it. So it's a beautiful exercise of becoming aware of something new and then knowing what to do with it in order to let go of it and expand beyond it. The way it works is I close my eyes, I tune in with them, and they just start sharing something through me. And the message tends to unravel and evolve slowly and gradually. So I'm just going to tune in and I'm going to see what they want to share with us today. Give me a second. Mhm. They're immediately showing me an image of just like standing in the wind, just standing outside and feeling the wind just kind of blowing through you and around you. And there's something very peaceful and freeing about feeling that flow, that there's this sense of trust and connection with this energy that you feel one with it, you feel a part of it, and you want to go where it's leading you. It's kind of blowing in a direction, and you're just kind of like feeling it blow past you and around you, and it there's something just very peaceful and connective about the experience. And they're just highlighting the reason why it feels so peaceful and why you feel connected to the experience is because you're just so grounded and rooted inside of your sense of self that something like the wind can feel chaotic. It can feel like it's blowing things around in a way that's not helpful, that it's destroying things in its path, depending on how strong it is, that it's messing up your hair or your outfit or whatever plans you had if you were organizing something outside. And the wind can sometimes be an irritant or destructive, depending on the situation. And a lot of the times are fighting against it in some way. It's getting in the way of our activities, our tasks, and our intentions for what we wanted to do with our time in that moment on that day. And they're saying what? That that's not a problem. It's very like normal and they want to validate that if you had a specific idea for how you wanted to spend your time and something that is outside of you, outside of your control, is kind of messing it up and getting in the way of that, of course you're going to be upset and disappointed. However, there's another opportunity here to ground into your sense of self and feel the power of the nature that surrounds you and feel one with it and allow it to guide you in a direction that will allow you to embody like a peaceful state of being that you didn't have the patience to let in or recognize was there before. And that's where they want to guide you today is operating from a different state of being, one from a more like chaotic and irritation feeling to one of like a very peaceful sense of connection feeling. And they're saying that begins and simply exists inside of your willingness to. Your willingness to feel differently amongst circumstances that you have in the past, to change your experience of them. And you're going to notice, you're going to find, and the truth is that the world doesn't change as you do. We tend to think that this work that we focus on ourselves will mean that the world around us is going to change in some way. It's going to reflect our peaceful state of being. And that's not 100% true, they're saying, yeah, it's going to be more peace, it's going to feel more peaceful, but that's not because it changes in any way. It's because you're allowing yourself to feel differently and it's in the midst of it. And because you're feeling differently, have a different relationship with the quote unquote chaos around you, where you don't experience it that way anymore, then the chaos that's there no longer is identified as chaos to you. And so when you are hoping to create a different opportunity inside of a future pathway for you, this work is not necessarily going to reflect a different outcome. It's going to reflect a different opportunity to view that outcome in a new way. And that is going to offer many, many more avenues to travel down that you just could not see before because you were only seeing the options through a particular lens and a perspective that didn't lend itself to seeing those other opportunities before. And now you're going to see them because the only way to see them is to feel them differently. And that's what they want to guide you through today, is a way to feel life in a new way. And once you can feel differently inside of the life that you're living, you'll be granted opportunities to live it in a new way. And the experience of your existence will look and feel completely different, even though from the outside, nothing changed. But you won't feel that way because your experience of it will be completely different. Wow, that's insanely powerful. Okay, where do you want to go with this? They said today they want to focus on the experience rather than the message. They said the message they believe is very clear, and the clarity inside of it will be enhanced through the experience of it itself. And so this is going to be an experience day that's going to require getting really present and really still, and to take your time with it and to ground into it, to ground beforehand, to ground afterwards, and to come back to it as many times as is needed in order for you to begin to resonate with what's being said and also to resonate with the difference that it brings up inside of you, the shift in experience and perspective that will come through in time, the more you practice this and the more you are willing to sit and feel the resonance that's there, the resonance inside of a new experience, a new vibration. And they're saying that it's going to feel very subtle at first, and you may not recognize it right away, or you may second guess it, and they just want you to keep coming back to it because that is where the opportunity is going to lie, is in your repeated um, desire to experience your world differently. And that requires continuing to show up and being open and willing to see a different opportunity to experience it differently. It's not going to just shift for you. You have to be willing to experience the shift inside of you by looking for it, by welcoming it in, and by consistently choosing to do that over and over and over again through you and for you. Anything else you want to say before we get started? No. Okay. So if you're listening to this while you're distracted, come back to it. Come back to it when you have a moment to yourself to really sink in and give it the spaciousness that it needs and that you're deeply craving. Okay. They want you to get really comfortable. They want you to close your eyes. You don't necessarily have to, they're saying like put everything away, but you're going to need to be able to really drop in. And so if you're willing to do this while you are distracted with other things, that's fine, knowing that you may not get the full experience out of it. And so it's up to you to determine how much space and concentration you want to give to both this experience and yourself. Okay. So they want you to just get comfortable, close your eyes, and they want you to focus on your breath, specifically in your diaphragm, like in your belly, not in your chest. And just feel your breath like coming in through your nose and moving down your throat, down your esophagus, and into your stomach, letting it expand with this breath. And then noticing any tension that's there and just like letting it go, just fully releasing and allowing this breath to fill you and also highlight where you're holding, where there's tension, and just letting it go. The tension that's there is a subconscious desire to protect, that it's an indication that you're feeling like something is needing to be protected, that you are needing to protect yourself from. And you're just reminding your mind and your body that you're safe in this moment and it's safe to fully let go and relax because it's that letting go and relaxing that is going to welcome in this experience that you've been asking for. It can't fully come in when you're tense. And they want you to notice what it feels like to just fully relax, to fully remind yourself that you're safe to, and to just let all of the tension go and the easefulness and the peace be realized. That there was always this opportunity to feel at ease, to feel at peace in this moment. You just didn't realize that you couldn't. And so this moment didn't shift. You did, but it might feel completely different right now. You might realize how much more peace there is in this moment now that you're being willing to feel it. But the feeling of it is happening inside of you through your own willingness to go there, to let it in, and to bask in it and to enjoy it. Nobody gave this to you. You gave it to you just by allowing it. And they just want you to notice what it feels like to try to hold it. If your mind starts looking for ways that this piece is going to be taken from you by an external noise, by disruption of some kind, by a thought of how long this is going to take before you can get back to the tension that was there before and the other tasks that brought it on or that are distracting from the peace that's now. They want you to notice how quickly you look for ways to grasp this peace because you're afraid that it won't last, or look for ways to distract yourself from it, that it's taking too long to sit here and bask in it and that you have other things to get back to, and how there's a part of you that isn't ready to feel this completely or often enough to fully enjoy it. And this, they're saying, is the work, is recognizing the small bit of discomfort that you're feeling in this moment, that there's a part of you that is uncomfortable. And that is why it has been so difficult to fully let it in, is because it doesn't feel 100% safe to. As soon as you let go, there's a small part of you that wants to tense back up again. And they're saying that that is just a learned response to the world around you, that you have felt this need to be protective of these parts of you that no longer need it. They want to be set free from this constant need to fear what's not really here, but what you're imagining or creating in your mind that could be here, that could take this away from you, and that may have in the past. And they want you to practice this. Practice letting peace in, practice recognizing where there wasn't peace, practice letting it in, and practice extending these moments a little bit longer every single time and noticing that sometimes it will feel easier than others. Sometimes there will be more resistance to this. Sometimes it will feel very easy to do. But the path forward for you, if this is the reality that you're wanting to experience more often, is the willingness to go here, the willingness to open to it, and the willingness to be here with the discomfort that lingers. And that's okay if there is discomfort. That's okay if your mind starts wandering, if you start feeling this like pressing urge to put this exercise away and go back to what you were doing, or if you're fearing this peaceful moment being disrupted and taken from you, um, or losing it in some way. That's just your fear response kicking in, trying to protect, because that's what has been needed from it for your entire existence until now. The evidence that's no longer needed is that you're here. And you just have to teach it to relax, that it's safe. And you do that through repetition. And it's helpful, they're just saying it's helpful to focus on something. So you can put your hand on your stomach and just focus on the breath. And if your mind wanders, they're saying that that's like not an issue. That's not a problem. It's not necessarily about calming the mind. It's about calming the body, calming the nervous system, and calming the frequency, they're saying. But the frequency will shift inside of the willingness to experience it, regardless of what the mind is doing. The mind is sort of like a separate part of you um, that will learn how to slow down as the body learns to slow down. One will follow the other. And to just watch the thoughts race, just witness them racing by. It doesn't matter that they're there. It just is an exemplification of a fear pattern taking place inside of um, inside of the mind when it doesn't know how to control its surroundings. Mm. Yeah, you've been trying to grasp for control in order to access this state of being. And they're saying the way to access it is by releasing control. You can't feel peace through the urge to confine and to force. You can feel stressed and anxious, but real peaceful, easeful, um, mindful practice is about witnessing this need to control and feeling the resistance of not being able to. And eventually you'll find that there's a lot more power in not needing to be in control. Let me check in if that was right. Yeah. Control is not needed. Um, Control is a representation that you can't feel safe just being, that there has to be a specific outcome in order to feel safe, but notice how the tension was still there. So the safety was never fully experienced. And it was only once you gave yourself permission to release control. You don't know who's going to barge in. You don't know what sounds are going to be interrupting this experience, but your willingness to just sit there and be out of control and just give your body the opportunity and permission to relax, that's when peace is felt. It's in the lack of need for control because safety is here. Safety is inside of you and your permission to let it be witnessed and experienced and embodied. And they want you to come back to this as often as you want to. This can be a practice that you do first thing in the morning to start your day or before bed to help you sleep. I'm just being shown an image of practicing this very short ritual with a young infant. If your baby is having trouble calming down and they're just crying and you can't figure out how to calm them, and just holding them or just sitting by them and coming into your place of peace, um, knowing that they might be crying in the background, but it's not going to disturb your peace as much. And you might find that when you resonate peace, they feel that too. And maybe they will start to calm down, or in your state of open, peaceful, easeful, intuitive energy, a nudge or knowing might come to you of what they're asking for, what they're needing, and being able to offer it to them. Because in this state of peacefulness, it's a very receptive energy. This is the state that is more allowing of intuitive information to come in. When you're stressed, when you're agitated, and when you're tense, it can't come through. Because why? Because you're not allowing it to. You are blocking it because you don't feel safe to open up. You are closed off. You are protective of the outside world and of the inside world too, and ever so slightly closed off from new inspiration and invitation, because you don't feel comfortable inside of like a new energy. But when you feel comfortable and easeful inside of you, your heart is open, your energy field is open, and you are inviting of new frequency in the form of insight. Anything else that you'd like them to know about this? They're just saying play with this. This might be a breakthrough for some of you that you didn't realize was missing or needed. And they want you to practice play in different situations and scenarios and watch how it unfolds gradually and organically and see where it leads. And you might get to a certain point where where what? Where you enjoy this so much that you want to deepen your practice, and they're saying follow that. Just let it guide you. And you might find like a lot of new, fresh ideas and perspective and clarity might start coming through you. Let it. You've been asking for it, you've been craving it, you were just blocking it. And this is the state of being that you need to be in order to receive that, in order to let that in. And you might find that the floodgates open and you start becoming emotional or you start feeling things, remembering things. They're just saying let the opportunity guide you. Your path is going to be divinely led, and you don't have to force it, control it, understand it, or figure it out. You just have to access this peaceful place within you and be open to where the deepest part of you is wanting you to be led and guided, knowing that you will be. Anything else? Yeah, they're just saying be. Enjoy the beingness of you, and that comes from this energy because this is your most truthful frequency and vibration. And there's something so incredibly beautiful about it when you are inviting of it. Very nice. It's been calling to you, and here is how to access it. Love that. Before I got on this to record this today, I asked them like, is there anything you want me to know about this experience? And they just said peace. And I said, anything you want me to know specifically? And they just said peace. And this was a very beautiful um, transmission simply about finding peace. I just want to take this moment to share a few things with you that I'm really excited about. For most of this year, I wasn't taking on clients. I was moving through my own resistance and my own um, unconscious need to kind of close myself off a little bit. It- we all need that from time to time. And I am feeling like I have come to a place where I'm very open and excited to begin working with clients again. And so I am doing one-on-one sessions now in a you can work with me in like a single session 90-minute session format, and it's intuitive coaching. So we sit down together and it's an opportunity for you to come in with a question or wanting clarity, or if you're struggling with something in specifically, or if you're just wanting to work on your intuitive abilities, and I channel your higher self and your spirit team and coach you on how to tune in with what's here and feel your own deepest intuition and guidance and kind of work through whatever it is that you're needing help with so that you can leave the session feeling clear and motivated and inspired and certain on which way to go from there. And if you enjoy it, I'm also offering a 3-month mentorship um, container as well, where we can work together over the course of 3 months, which really deepens the practice. And there's a lot more energy work I've noticed coming up inside of those containers because there's just more time to really sink in and to explore what's there and to move through and release. And there's a lot more transformation that takes place because there's more space given for that kind of thing. And I'm also going to begin doing live group events in 2026, which I'm really excited about, which is an opportunity for you to come and receive live intuitive coaching by me one-on-one and being able to receive that and also witness others receiving that as well, which is you learn so much by watching someone else move through something and the sense of community that you experience in an experience like that is priceless. Watching, witnessing that you are not alone on your path and that what you're moving through, other people are going through the same thing is truly priceless. And you can find out all of the information about any of those ways to work with me on my website, amandalaurenblau.com, and feel free to send me a message through there if you have any questions about anything. And I can't wait to hear from you. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this kind of content. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Bye.